Hi and welcome to KSIPrint. This is the place to be for the best tips and tricks in embroidery, vinyl, heat transfer, and screen printing. Let's get started.
Hi and welcome to KSI. Today I'm going to show you how to do a quick color change with your thread on an SWF embroidery machine. So if you're in the middle of a job and you want to change the color of the thread, you don't want to have to start all over again and thread the whole entire machine, an easy way to do it is take the color thread that you have and snip it at the top of the spool. Now I'm going to change my number 13 head, so I'm going to actually have to move my carriage over so I can get to it. So the first thing that I would do, and let me back up, I want to share with you something else first. When you're setting up your threads, I set mine up to stay consistent, so it's easy for me each time I go to do a job. I automatically know that I have certain threads on certain heads at all times, so all of mine stay consistent. And so what I do is I have a 15 needle machine, so what I'll do is I'll keep 12 threads consistent, and then I leave my last 3 to be able to switch out my colors, and then that way it's a little bit less confusing. It stays consistent. So in this case, again, I'm going to do the number 13 needle. Now in order to get access to that, I'm going to switch my head over by pushing the number 13 needle, and all this does, it just slides the head down, and it gives me the ability to be able to reach in and get to this needle. Now what I'm going to do is just pull this comb down, and instead of pulling this and actually just pulling all the thread out, which would make it harder because then I have to start all over from scratch to be able to thread this needle. So what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to snip the thread here, the thread that I'm going to change to, I set it right here, and then all I'm going to do is tie off the threads. If you take your threads, if you tie a small enough knot, a tight enough knot, you can actually pull it all the way through. So what I do is I'll take it and I'll wrap it around twice when I cross it over to tie my knot. I go around once. Make a nice thin knot. It's a little hard to see here. And then take it, make sure it's nice and tight. You don't want it to slip out, because if it does, feel like it just fell off on me. So if that slips, what's going to happen as you pull it through, it's going to fall through, and you don't want that to happen, because again, that'll take your time. So let's try again. Tie it off. Fairly quickly. And pull it tight. And I don't think I can tie a knot today, so I'm going to need my glasses here. So I'm going to put on my glasses and try this again. So around. Try it again. And there we go. It's amazing what happens when you put on your glasses, right? Okay. So now I'm going to pull this. It's still a little bit loose even with that knot. So I'm going to go ahead and tie one more little knot in there just to make sure that I don't waste my time pulling it through. And then pull it down. So now it's nice and tight. So now I have a nice tight. Then I'm going to snip the edges. Now I want to make sure that when I have this on here that it is ready to release it, and it's not going to get stuck and and pull it too tight where it's going to tear the thread. So I'm just making sure that this has plenty of slack. And I'm actually going to pull this through while it's down here just to make sure. So you come over to your machine head and you find your number 13. Down here is where my blue was from number 13, so I'm going to start pulling. And as I pull, you can watch this and you can see that it's going to go up through each track just like it's supposed to, and the knot just slides all the way down. It comes through and it'll go through all the wheels. It should come all the way down, and we're a little tight, and that's because I've got the cone down here. So now I'm going to release the cone, pull it up here, and if you can watch, this is still going and comes all the way down. Now I made 3 knots in there, so it's not going to clear the needle itself, but if you see, it actually came to the needle. So that was pretty good. Sometimes you can get it to go all the way through, but this time I'm going to have to actually thread the needle itself. So anyway, if you take it, you pull it through, you know that you have your pink thread is all the way in there now. So you don't have to go back and change anything here. All of that actually came through just like it's supposed to. You simply snip your thread and you're ready to thread the needle and start your embroidery. So that's how you make a quick color change. I want to thank you for stopping by. If you want any more tips and tricks, please stop by KSIPrint.com. Thank you.